Okay, now we will start our way of reviving an Anthurium plant that actually looks dead. All the leaves have turned into brown, and then it looks like this. And I had a video that I showed and explained what happened to this Anthurium, and as what I promised, I will give you an update if my reviving of this plant will be successful. So first of all, as you see, now it's done, taking off all those dead branches, dead leaves, and this we will just put somewhere there, and we just take out all of this that we have taken out from this plant. So as you see now, it's clear, and if I feel it, it's still a little bit moist. So what will we do with it? As what I said, never throw them, because they are not totally dead. They are still alive, and it applies to all the plants. Sometimes there are plants where you forgot to water it, all the leaves get weathered, it get brown, and you think that they are dead. So what you do, a lot of people, I've noticed it here in Sweden, when they see that a plant is like, all the leaves turn brown, and it's like they think it's dead. But actually, it takes time before they will be totally dead. They are still alive, and what you will do is just repot them, take out all the died leaves, the branches, all the things, clean them up, and replant them again and water them and do the right thing to revive them. And sometimes you cannot avoid it. Sometimes it's like you get sick, or maybe there are times you just totally forget. You have a lot of things to do, and then you forgot, oh my goodness, oh, it's already 2 weeks, I never watered this one. And you will notice it, because the leaves will, they will wither, and then they will be like torn brown. But in this matter, this Anthurium was like near the window. I had explained it already what happened to this. So now I will just pull it out. And to pull it out, we just, I will just like make it a little bit of, I will just do like that. So it will be just, I'm not hurting the plant. It will just easier for me to pull this out. So, and then I just pull it out. I'm not pulling it from here and pull it, because you can totally destroy the plant. So what you do, you just hold there on the bottom and pull out together with the roots. So you pull that up, and I can see it's a lot of roots in there. So if I will show you now, it's actually the roots are, so if you see, there was no problem with the roots. Actually, the roots are very fresh and alive. So it was only the leaves and the stems, and I'd explained it before, it's because they never like the coldness that they get, through the glass walls. So when you examine a plant that you feel that they are feeling actually okay, they are not really totally dead. Unless if the roots are the ones that are rotten, then in that way you have to, take out the rotten roots and replant it again. Still, you can revive a dying plant. But in this case, it was actually only the leaves and the stems. So if I will show you, this is how it looks like. See, the roots are still intact. They are healthy. There is nothing wrong with them. So it was only that here the leaves turn into yellow and turn into brown. So what will I do with this? I will repot them in a smaller pot, because actually with Anthuriums, they don't like either to be planted in a very big pot. So you see a lot of Anthuriums being planted just in if they are already a lot of them, they were just being planted in a pot that is not too big. So what I will do, I will have it in this planter instead. And so, with I will still use this one because this soil is actually very good soil. I have just repotted this in the summer, and so what I said, this plant love it a lot being in here during the summer. Anthuriums really hates when it's cold. That is the thing with Anthurium. And now I will, and I had explained it, what happened to this Anthurium that it became like that. So I will try to put it here. And so, like that. Like that. I will try my best that I will put this Anthurium plant just near where I have that heating there. And I will not put it just very near the glass wall, you know. I just try to put it where it can take light, but at the same time, it can never get cold. So I think I'm going to put it just kind of a distance from the wall, the glass walls. So what we do is we just put the soil there, and that's what I said. This soil actually is a very good soil. It is, I usually do my own potting mix, and one thing Anthurium loves is that it has to be not packed, you know. They don't like when the soil is very packed and kind of it gets hardened when you water it from time to time. So this kind of soil are actually very good for Anthurium. And I'll just put like that. So what I said, the cause of its, you know, withering leaves are the cold temperature that it experiences, especially if we're working. Nobody at home, no one is doing fire, and we actually put down the floor heating system when we are not here. It's because, you know, everywhere now in the whole world, it's global. The electricity bills are getting higher. It's more expensive now with electricity, and we have to control the way we use electricity. And sad to say that there are plants that never liked it. Just like the Anthurium. A lot of my plants, even if they are near the windows, they survive because there are plants where they love sunlight, they love humidity, but still they can't tolerate when it's very cold. They still can make it. But Anthuriums, they really doesn't like it. And that's, for those who doesn't know, this kind of plants are tropical plants, and the best thing where they will enjoy is actually a tropical humidity that really makes them feel good. But sad that sometimes if you live in these cold countries, you know, you can never have those perfect temperature. And especially with us, that I will just like shake it a little bit. I don't want it to push it too much and make it compact there down. I just wanted that it can breathe, you know. So I will try to just shake it a little bit so the soil will go down there, but at the same time I'm not pushing it that it will be compact there. So as you see, I will really try, and after like a week or two, we will see what will happen. Because if you look at the Anthurium, you see that it's alive. See? You see it, right? There's still green there that is continuing to grow. So I hope, and anyway, these 2 weeks we are at home, so every day we have these 2 weeks, we have our vacation, Christmas vacation. So it means that every day we are making our fireplace. alive. So we will see, maybe this Anthurium, it will be easier for this Anthurium to you know, to be alive again. I already have a lot of plants in my home, and I think if you just love plants, everybody watching this now, I'm sure that you can relate. If you love plants, you just really want to plant and plant. And every time you see them growing, it's kind of a success that you feel, you know. You just feel happy. And maybe some people were like, they will think, people who doesn't love plants, they will never understand it. And they might think that, oh, it's like too much job, you know, having plants. Just too much job. But I think all of us has our different likes, dislikes, hobbies. And I'm glad I'm the kind of person who likes plants, because actually, some of you watching this now, you can put in the comment if you are the same. Are you a plant lover? And your happiness is very shallow, because mostly people who are plant lovers, they are kind of very simple people. They are people who are really, you know, they can have a plant, 2, 5 plants. They can see their plants healthy. They're already happy for it. And I think I'm glad I'm that kind of person, because I think simplicity can really make your life much easier. If you're just a simple people and you're, you know, you see what you get. I'm simple. This is the thing that makes me happy. And you don't really think of something, you know, like complicated to make you happy. It's very good that when you grow older and older, you really know what you like in life. Now we are just reviving this Anthurium, but now we are talking about life. But it's actually true. We can have a little of the chit-chat today, reviving this Anthurium. See? So as you see now, it's there. And you shake it a little bit so that the soil will go down in there. So I think that is okay. And when you plant, do not be pushing it so hard, because it will be so packed there and that the plant cannot breathe. The plant should breathe. And as what I said, if this Anthurium will be revived again, because actually this Anthurium before the last, the last winter, it happened to this again. And then I repotted it again, and then came the summer, and when the summer came, I hide it for like a week in my greenhouse, small greenhouse. And after that, I put it out. The whole summer, we were not even here because we were in vacation to my home country, Philippines. But of course, my husband's parents, they were the one who were watering the plants when we were not here. But then the thing that happens is that when it was outside and I put them together with some other plants, so it was really growing very nice. I was so happy, you know, like it was so nice, very green, starting to bear flowers. But then, as what I said and I'd explained on my video about this dying Anthurium, just the month of September, it started. The leaves are getting yellow. So when you experience that, leaves are getting yellow, and whatever you do, it's just, you know, it's just degrading from day to day. And by the month of December, it was totally like, oh, yeah, it was brown. I was trying to look for a place to put it, but it was so hard for me. So now I will really try it, because if you look at it, there are already small ones there that is actually growing, those green ones. So they are not actually dead. And I will tell you, I had revived a lot of plants. I even have a plant that is already very tall when I took it from my job, because they throw it in the garbage. And I don't know, I have so much empathy that even to plants, my empathy is really unlimited. I pick it up because I was like, oh, pity the plant. I pity the plant, so I pick it up. I think it was a ficus plant. I pick it up, I brought it home, put it and soak it in a pail of water. And after 3-4 days, when I was able to have the time, I replanted it. And that plant now, I will show you here the picture of it. That is big now, you know. But when I took this plant, it was only like, 2 feet. Yeah, it was only 2 feet long, this plant. And people there at my work is like, oh, that plant is dead, But actually, as what I said, whatever plant it is, when you see that the leaves are brownish already and it looks like dead, what you do is try to examine the plant. And when you see that the stems, try to cut a stem. When the inner part of the stem is still green, that plant is not dead. Even a guava tree. I forgot of a guava tree to water it, I just have so many plants that there are times that I just forget. But I was able to revive it because what I said, even if all the leaves had gone, take all the leaves, cut all the, leaves that died, and then water it, and the leaves will come back. That's how plants works. Never throw it. Examine the plant. The roots are okay. The stems, when you cut some of it, it's still green in the middle. The plant is not dead. Try to revive it, and I will tell you, a little bit of care, some water in it, and they are okay. And I have done it a lot of times. So, after 3 weeks, this is how our revived Anthurium looks like. So as you see, it's a lot of leaves now. Maybe not a lot, but already some of the leaves are really going out, growing, and more of those leaves are developing. So as what I've said, this Anthurium plants really loves the heat. And now I'm not putting them anymore near the window or the glass walls. I will just be having them here on this table in front of the fireplace. And so it's growing, and when the summer comes, then this will be put out and it will develop a lot of roots. They grow faster during the summer when they will be put outside, and it will be warm. But of course, they should not be exposed directly to the sun. So, as what I said, never throw your Anthurium that looks dead, because you can always revive them. And that's how it looks like now. They are totally alive and growing.